Okay, thanks for joining. Good evening, everyone. So, in our today's session, we are going to finish our Maven part. Okay, before that, let me recap our previous class. Let me share my screen. I hope you are able to see my screen, right? That's great. Yeah, yesterday we discussed the Maven's variable setting, right? And the standalone environment, how we have to write, what is the command that we have to perform while we are dealing with this Maven. So what are the things that we have discussed earlier? We will be recapping the same. I will revise those topics today, and then we will jump into the today's class. Okay. So yesterday we discussed if we would like to create a web application, or sorry, there are two types of applications, that is standalone application and the web application. Initially, in yesterday's class, we discussed that how to create this standalone application, right? How to create this standalone application. To create a standalone application, we have to use a command that mvn archetype colon generate hyphen d group id equal to the name and hyphen d artifact id with the Maven app, and we have to give the archetype artifact ID, the Maven. What is that artifact ID? That is a project module. Do remember this. The interactive mode false because we should not get any disturbance from asking about these interactive ID, archetype ID, so on and so forth, right? Again, we discussed yesterday what is this archetype ID. Archetype ID is that like what type of project that we are working on. That is archetype ID. And the next one is group ID. What is that group ID? That is simply a project name that which we have created through the mvn command. And the next one is that artifact ID. It is simply, we can say that it is a module inside the project. After everything has done, we need to package it. So we have made this package with a command. This is what we discussed about the terminologies, and we discussed how we have to do. We discussed on that how we have to perform this operation, right? How we have to perform this operation. That is through command prompt, what we have to create. We have to create a build folder. Through that, we have to create we have to use command prompt and have to compile several goals. Before that, we have to know the folder structure. So I have shown you. Let me show those things again for you. Yes, see users, cyber, and my DevOps batch 12. Here I have created build tool. Inside the build tool, we have created Maven app. Once we create the Maven app, automatically SRC and POM file will be created. This target file will not be created. Okay, do remember this. This target file is not going to be created. The POM file, SRC file, and inside the SRC, the folder structure is like main and test folders will be created. whatever the thing that exists, that means what is the file folder exists in main, same exists in test also. See, earlier, if we open main, we came to see that Java, and now in the test environment also, we came to see Java, right? So in such a way, we have learned how the structure would be made and what is the difference between the source main Java and source test Java. That is source main Java. That means this folder. This structure is like we have to write the app source code. And coming to this one, source test Java, it contains unit testing. That means testing the source code. So how we are going to do this? Through POM file. This is the XML file. Through this only, we are going to communicate with Maven. See, these are the sorry, this is the file and these are the artifacts. These are the dependencies which we have downloaded. And how do you like to download this? There is a procedure I have already explained you. That is simply you can directly download it from Maven repository. Sorry, mavenrepository.com. Through mavenrepository.com, we have to install whatever we want to install. We can use this. Now I need to have Spring. So I use the Spring and I typed it and I click. If I click on anything, I came to see the code here. From this, I have to copy the dependency and I have to paste in POM file, pom.xml file. Okay. Now, after this, we discussed what are the different, how these dependencies are going to be downloaded by the Maven. The dependencies are going to be downloaded by Maven. It is through the repositories. What are those repositories? Yesterday, I explained you Maven repositories. Let me show you that one. Yeah. So there are different types of repositories. First one is that central repository, which was managed by Apache. And the next one is that local repository. Local repository is simple. If you are trying to do your work in your own computer, it is going to be considered as local repository. And if your company is going to, if you are working on your company's laptop or the device, that is going to be called as local repository. And then the third one is that remote repository. Who is going to maintain this remote repository? Remote repository is going to be maintained by the company. This is a real-time job. And what is the next thing that we are looking for? We have done with, we came to know these three repositories, how, with what this Maven is going to communicate with these repositories. Very important thing. Don't forget this. Through pom.xml. Okay, everything is there and settled. Now, what do we need to have? Why do we need all these things? To create a project, right? So we have a Java project. And now, what is the next step that I have to do? I have to add the dependencies. Okay, I have to add the dependencies. Now, the dependency is added to pom.xml. Immediately, it will communicate with what? It will communicate with what? Initially, it will communicate with the local repository and search for that particular dependency. Fortunately, if that dependency is available in local repository, it is directly going to be added to the Java project. If there is no such dependency exists in the local repository, what it has to do? The file is going to search in the central repository. What is the next task that it is going to do? Will it directly going to add from the central repository to the project? No, it is going to be downloaded into the local repository, and from there it is going to add to the Java project. Okay, so now we came to know about the central repository, local repository, and these are the things that we are going to work even in our local computer also. When Well, while you have visited your office and once you recruited, there how you are going to work, you have to depend on the remote repository. What is the reason behind to create this separate remote repository by your company? Because let us say that we have worked on the version 1.1, and later on, the one which who created the same repository, that is 1.1 version, they found that there are few bugs exist. So to resolve those bugs, these people have created 1.2 version and they have released it. If we use only 1.1 and directly add it to our project, those bugs and these people have changed the code, right? The entire code is going to be changed, and it highly impacts on our project. That is the reason, to have no impact on project, we are going to download them into the remote repositories. From there, we can directly communicate in the real time. This is what the repositories that I explained in the last session. Now, and one more thing is that how we are going to configure them in this report repository. See, while we are discussing about this pom.xml, and see, everything exists inside the pom.xml itself. Now, even to communicate this remote repository, we have to configure this URL in our pom.xml. That is your company's URL. We are going to configure in pom.xml. For this, we are going to use jfrog.com. You just have to visit that jfrog.com. Let me open that through this JFrog. We call it as an artifactory. See, through this JFrog, we are going to use in the project. So who will provide all these things to the company? That is, this JFrog team is going to provide us the configurations. And from there, we have to copy them and configure in a project. This is how, let me close this. Yeah, see what are the things that it is going to do? Universal package management, DevOps central security, so on and so forth. See how many tools are going to be using these security teams, DevOps teams, enterprises, executives. See, these are all the things that we're going to use. Okay, so this is how it's happening. And then we discussed on Maven goals, right? What are those Maven goals? We discussed Maven goals. What are those goals? We have clean goal, compile goal, test goal, package goal, install goal. One, well, while we try to install, execute a clean command, what it does, it is going to clean an entire folder and it is going to remove the target folder. As I told you yesterday, it is going to remove the target folder and then it will show the output. And then if I execute the compile command, it is going to create a target folder. Immediately, once I created that one, see here, I created a build tool, I created an app, right? See what's happening with this. Once I created this, see this .m2 folder is going to be created automatically. This .m2 folder will be created and the repositories will be stored into this one. See what are the things? JUnit, log4j. See, these are the repositories automatically downloaded. Antler. See, these are the repositories that automatically downloaded. See, these are the versions, different versions in this one, and they were downloaded. This is once I created a Maven project, immediately this .m2 repository is going to be created. Do remember this. This might be an interview question that they'll be asking you which one will be created once we create that. Okay, so let us come back to the Maven goals. Okay, in here, while we are discussing these Maven goals, compiling is like creating the target, and then testing is like testing the code, and packaging is that packaging into jar or war file. Here we are working on the standalone project. That is the reason it creates only .zar file. If you want to see this, let me go through this again. Okay. Here, here, what is the thing that I have to work on is that it is going to, I have executed one goal, that is Maven goal, Maven clean goal, right? Once it is executed, this build is success. Now I will be using that Maven MVN compile. Once I use this MVN compile, immediately it is going to scan them. See what it is scanning? It is scanning the plugins, and then it has created a target folder. What does this target folder? What contains in this target folder? The classes. Here we have created the class. That means once you created or compiled the compile goal, you executed the compile goal, immediately it is going to create the target folder, right? After this, I'll be using this. Let me show you that one also. Here, see, I will execute the next one, MVN test. Okay, it is a unit testing. It has to pass all those situations in here. See, all those tests all were passed. Now I will be using next one, next goal. I'll be executing next goal, that is MVN package. MVN package. See, see guys, earlier we do not have this file. If you observe, we do not have this file. Let me show you this one again for you. See, now we have entered into Maven app, right? Let me compile it. MVN compile. See what is happening in here? It is going to create a target folder, right? Yes, see, it is created. The folder is created. Now I'm saying that I'll be executing the test goal. So it is going to test and it has to be passed, right? Next one, let me see what is happening inside the target folder. See, is there any file exists in here? Jar or var file, is there any file exists in here? No, right? Let me do one thing. I will execute Maven package. Okay. See, is there any file coming in here? Just watch this left panel. Okay. In the left pane, you'll be observing something. Just tell me. See, these are the files created. These are the files created, and this is the file, that jar file, which was created after executing the package. And then I have executed MVN install. Okay, this is how these packages were installed. And then I was using Maven package, and with this we have created what? The standalone application. We have created the standalone application. See, this was installed, finished, build is success. Then the application has created. Okay, this is the class, yesterday's class. Now let us, if you have any questions, you can ask me, otherwise we will directly jump into the today's class. Any questions in this? Any questions? Okay, if you have no questions, we can move forward. Okay, so okay, Yesterday we discussed what we discussed standalone project. We have created standalone project in our yesterday's discussion. Today we will try to create the web application. How are we going to create a web application? Now today's task is like we are going to create a web application. Okay, what is this web application? I already asked you guys earlier, and you people gave me the answer that a web application. There are several websites which are working on Java. Now we will consider them that is a web application. Example, you already gave the example like IRCTC or something. So you just consider this as a web application. Now to create earlier to create a standalone application, we have used a command, right? In the same way, for this also, to create a web application also, we have to use a command. That is only one difference between that one and this one. Only one difference. That is, we have to simply change the archetype. Let me see this. See, MVN archetype. Okay. So from here, hyphen D archetype artifact ID is equal to Maven. Sorry, it has to be in a single line because you might be confused with this. Archetype web app. See here, I have created this web app earlier in our thing, like in the standalone, that we have created a Maven app, and the quick start we have used, and that is the Maven app earlier created. Now we have changed its archetype to web app, and then the rest of the things are same. The artifact ID is equal to, let us consider Maven web app. Okay. The next one is that we have to disable interactive mode. Right? See, this is the command. I guess you are able to see this. This is the command that we are going to use. Okay. See, this is the command that to create a web application, we have to use MVN archetype colon generate and the artifact ID. Here we have to change it to web app. D group ID same. The artifact ID here we use web app. Interactive mode same. False. So let us try to execute this one. Okay. Let us try to execute this one. Now let us go with this. MVN archetype colon generate the archetype artifact ID is equal to Maven archetype web app -d group ID is equal to dot cyber guy. Okay, and the artifact ID is equal to one Maven web app. Then we have to disable the interactive mode. Okay, let's try to execute this. See, something has happened here. Let me check this one once again. What's happening? Build tool, key type, type generate. Let me see this. The archetype. Let me try group ID equal to in dot cyberguy. The artifact is equal to one app is one web app. What is the change with the earlier one? Artifact of the app. Then the interactive mode. Interactive mode is equal to false. Okay, let me try to execute this again. To see what's happening. Generating project. Interactive mode. Choose number, apply filter. Oh, what's happening here? I made it as false, but still it is taking artifact ID. It is asking for interactive mode. So, okay, let me. So here, see, I already told you, it is not going to ask this, but it has taken this as a single command. That is the reason it is asking me to enter this artifact ID. Okay, let me open this. Let me tell him. One second. Let me close this. taking too much space in here. Okay. Here. It's happening. Hmm. Sorry, I have executed a different command. Let me try to execute this command. This is actually a simple task that there is no need to worry about it. It is very simple task that something has to be gone through that. Archetype artifact ID that we have given, right? Let us try now. Okay, so let it generate in that sense. Let me go to this one. We have discussed this in the local folder, right? So here we are going to discuss here once it has been packaged, it is going to create n.var file. Okay, do remember that. And today now let us jump into this one. Let us enter into AWS. Okay. Sign in to the console. One second, I forgot the logins. Actually, I created a new account and I forgot those logins. Let me log into this one. Simple. Are you able to see this? Yeah, we're simply having this one. Yeah, I guess you're able to see this. Okay. So Here, this is the home page. Once we logged into this is the home page. In here, these are the available locations for us. See, these are the different locations that we used to focus. It depends on us, depends on the local server. You have to choose that location. And then once you clicked on these services, here we can see all these. And here, click on the compute. Here, EC2 instance. First of all, I told you to click on EC2 instance directly. So you might be getting confused that what is this EC2 instance, right? This is the first question that you are getting into your mind. I thought, right? So EC2 instance is simply a computer, but it is in a virtual format. That is, we can simply call it as virtual machine or virtual server. Actually, it is a server, virtual server. Virtual server, it is in Amazon's Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. In this, we are having virtual server. It is this virtual server is to run several applications on the Amazon Web Services. Okay, do you remember this? EC2 instance is simply a virtual server. So, what is the use of this EC2 instance? What is the use? Of course, we are using it as a server, virtual server. That's good. And it is providing organizations to develop and deploy the applications in a faster mode. It is going to develop and deploy the applications in a faster mode. That is the reason most of the companies are shifting towards the AWS. There are several advantages are there. We can discuss if in the AWS class separately, but whatever the important things are for this particular DevOps class, we are going to discuss them. Okay. Then how to create a new EC2 instance? Is there any instance exists here? Of course, yes, one instance is running. So if you already created an instance, you can directly click on the instances. Then you can see the instance name. Okay. So I forgot to stop this. This is an instance. I will show you how to create an instance. Okay. If there is no instance exists, okay, see, I'm going to EC2 dashboard here. These are the instances, and I would like to launch a new instance. It is simple, very simple and easy method. That is, you can directly launch the instance. You can directly launch the instance, and here we have to provide the name for your instance. Which one are we going to install here? We have to install Linux, right? So for this Linux, I'm going to give some name here. See, the interactive mode for this is earlier was different and now it has changed. Now it has changed to this picture. Do remember this? These two are earlier it was somewhat difficult. Now it is very easy. Now the interaction also very easy. User interface also made very easy. Now focus on this. Now we have given this. Now what is the instance that I am looking for? DevOps Linux AWS DevOps Linux. Okay, I have given a name, and here what you have to choose. See, here Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, so on and so forth. If you click on this browse more, you can see several instances. See, there are, see, quick start AMIs are 47 and community AMIs are 500. See, if you can see this one, choose an Amazon machine image that is called AMI, Amazon machine image. So now what do I need to do? The first one, Amazon Linux 2. Click on select. Don't do anything in here. Just click on select. Okay. Now see, it has been selected. Amazon machine image AMI, that is kernel, SVN, so on and so forth. This is, see, free tier eligible. Here we will be getting for 1 year free tier 750 hours. We have to use them, and I will tell you how to reduce you are losing this data. Okay. And the instance type, don't change anything, let it be. And here key pair is very important, that if you want to give a new key pair, it is going to create a new key pair. Okay, let me create this key pair for you. AWS key. Okay, AWS key, sorry, it is here. You have to click on create new key pair, and here you have to give AWS, not only AWS, anything, whichever the name is comfortable with you, then you can use that name. And see, once I clicked on this, I have not changed anything. And you are also not supposed to change anything in here. Just observe them. See which file we are going to get. Dot pem file. Dot pem file. So I'm just clicking on create key pair. See what is happening once I clicked on that. See, something is downloading in here. Downloaded. So let me see this. What is the thing that downloaded? Okay. See, this is the file, AWS key PEM file. It is very important. It will be useful for your entire session. You have to keep it in a safe place. Okay. And then create a group. Okay, what is this group? This is a security group that we have to give them authentication. What is this here? What do I need to allow here? We are going to use Putizen or mobile action, or we can directly go through this is an EC2 instance. I will show you how. Here, allow SSH traffic. Okay, anywhere. Yes, click on this C, custom, my IP. If I clicked on this my IP, only my IP will be allowed to open and use this instance. And anywhere, it means anyone can use this instance in anywhere. So let me allow one more thing, that I will allow HTTP traffic. That means whichever starts with the HTTP. Okay, this is also anywhere. And now this is configuration storage. Storage, I don't want to change it because this is eligible. I'm fine with this. Then I don't want to change any configuration storage. So this advanced, don't do anything. Just do make changes whichever I have done right away. Okay. Just I'm done with creating this one. Now let me click on this launch instance. See, it is creating, launching the instance. Now, okay, successfully initiated launch of instance. And now forget about everything. Just see view all instances. Click on that. Click on that, and see here it is showing pending. It has to show started. Okay, it has to show started, and then we can make use of this. See, running. Now it is running. It is started, right? Now I will use it, and see, if you want to change its name, you can change the name in here itself. See, I will change this into AWS DevOps Linux. Okay, let me change it. Save. Saved. DevOps Linux. It has been changed with this name. That means we have the capability of changing this instance, right? See, now we came to see this. See, are you able to see this? Instance ID, public IP address, host name type, private IP DNS, private VPC ID, so on and so forth. Most of the things are available here. See, this is Linux. This is Linux or Unix platform we have created. Okay. Now let me try to open this. Let me see what's gonna be happen. It's very slow. What is this? Now here we are going to launch in AWS. Now, whatever the things that we have already done, we have installed Java, the prerequisite to install Maven, we have to install Maven. These things are here we have to perform. Okay. I'll click on launch instance. See what's happening here. We have to create one more instance. No, I don't know, some network issue. It's moving very slow. See, me see. This is one more instance that I would like to start this instance. Okay, see, the instance has been created and running and up. See the status of the instance is running. Both the instances, I have created two instances, and earlier I used this instance, and now I created a new instance, that is DevOps Linux. Now see, the type of the instance is t2.micro. Remember this. Okay. So here the zone is availability zone is US East. Remember this point. And let us see what are the things exist in here. Security groups. See that we have created. Networking. All the network related information exists here. Public IP, private IP, elastic IP. If you have allocated something to elastic IP, that is also going to be displayed in the elastic IP section. Instance reachability, see, instance reachability check passed, and system status checks also passed. Monitoring. And if you would like to create the tags, then you can create the tags also. Actually, there is a problem, I guess. See, something is happening. It is not working. It is not initializing. Let me refresh it. Sometimes it is we're going to waste our time, but no problem. It is very easy. Basically, AWS is very easy. It is still initializing. Okay, so the next task is that we have created the instance. Now we have to connect to SSH, right? For this, we have to have install one software. Let me show you that. This is the software, MOBA Extreme. See, this is the one which we need to download. Free version. Everything is free, guys. Do not worry about it. Free version. See, this is the website, mobaextreme.mobatech.net. Here we have to download it. Download this one. Click on download. Here it is going to show you two versions. One is portable version and second is installer version. Portable version is simply we can directly execute it. There is no need of installation. Coming to this one, mobile external installer version is that you have to install this software in your laptop, in your system. So I have downloaded portable version. See, this is the version that I have downloaded. So I can directly run it. No need to install. And downloads, I extracted this file folder and now I came to here. I came here. Here I have used this portable version of MOBA Extreme. Okay. So here from here we have to connect. We have to connect. We have to use SSH client. So we can directly copy this from here. Okay. The IP address which we need to copy. The IP address which we need to copy, and from here paste it. Specify username. Here you can use EC2 user. Okay, this is how we have connected. We have connected to this SSH, right? I guess you understood everything. Okay, so we have how we have to create instance and how we have to connect it. And actually there is no need of using mobile extreme right now. Here, see, something is happening. Okay, there's no problem. We can connect it. Okay, forget about it. And here, I would like to tell you one thing, that even without this mobile external also, we can create it. We can connect with it. I will show you how. And before that, and I will tell you one more thing. Here, see the instance while we are creating this EC2 instance, while we are creating this EC2 instance, once I clicked on this launch instance, well, I'm trying to create a new instance. What is happening? Let me see this. Well, I'm trying to create new instance. I clicked on launch instance. Here, here I gave you the name. I gave the name of this particular instance, and then I have selected Linux from this browsing, and from there I have created a key pair, right? Create a new key pair. Otherwise I can directly see, I can directly use or utilize the existing key pair. Otherwise I have one more option, that proceed without a key pair. For our training purpose, I can tell you this, that how to proceed without a key pair, but actually it is not recommended. Okay, some security labs are there. So to mitigate them, we should not use that. We have to download and we have to use this, file. See, this is a file, .pem file. Okay. Do remember, this is the key. This is the key for us. Actually, we didn't configure it. That is the reason. I forgot to configure. That is the reason it has been ended. We can directly create on this, click on this SSH, and have to give it and have to provide this port. And here we have to use the private key. From here, I have to select this particular PEM file. I have to use the PEM file, and then I have to set, I have to click on OK. Then the session is going to be connected. Okay, I will discuss the rest of the things in the next class. Okay, till now, let us recap once again whatever we discussed. Okay, firstly, here we have discussed how to create a web application, right? Earlier we discussed standalone application. Now how to create this web application we discussed today, and what is the command used for creating this web application. And after discussing this, we came to know that the next thing we discussed today is that very important thing, that is EC2 instance. That means in AWS DevOps, we are using this EC2 instance. We are creating this EC2 instance in AWS, and DevOps also, the course itself is AWS DevOps. That is the reason we have to know how to create this, how to install this Java in AWS. That means in the virtual server. And again, how to install this Maven in the virtual server. Here we have used this command, and there, how are we going to discuss, how are we going to install? We have to know that. For that, before that, you are not from AWS background. For that reason, we have to create an account. In the very first class, I told you guys to create an AWS account. I don't know whether you have created it or not, but it is very important for the further sessions. Okay. So the next one is that to create an instance, we have to log into AWS. Okay, we have to log into AWS and click on the services, and under the services, compute, and here EC2 instances. Here, if you have no such particular instance, then there is no problem. You can immediately launch the instance to create a new EC2 instance. If you are having a particular instance already created, you can go to that particular instance and you can run this, because guys, do remember this. If you are not going to stop this instance before you are leaving the class or before you are leaving the session, it will be again, it will be consuming the memory inside your EC2 instance, and the Amazon people are going to ask you money to pay. Do remember this. Don't leave it apart just by running the instance. Before you are doing it, see how you have to do. Select them and click on here, stop the instance. You have to stop stop both the instances. See what's happening. Stopping. The message we have received, that is stopping. See, let me see. We can refresh this. What's the output we are going to get? Today, I guess I have some network issue. That is the reason it is going very slow. And they are not executing again. Let them stop. And here, after getting stopped, if you wanted to create a latest instance, if you are getting confused, see, it is stopped. The instance got stopped. Now, I would like to terminate them entirely. I would like to create new instance because there are several instances placed inside my AWS, and I'm getting confused which instance do I need to use. At that moment, simply terminate them. Terminate these instances. That's it. It is done. It will be automatically be terminated. Okay. So after a few minutes, it will be terminated. Then there is no billing for you. So before that, you have to learn AWS DevOps, not AWS DevOps. In the meantime, I'll be trying to finish the entire DevOps, because you'll be getting this for 1 year. No need to worry about it. I'll be finishing this within 30 days, right? So no problem. Your class will be finished. And again, if you need 1 more month, you will be having time to practice that also. So I don't want to waste your time. So today's class, we are done with this today's class. Okay. So if you have any questions, please do ask me right now, so that I will try to answer your questions. If you are having no questions, we can wrap up the call. And the next class, do remember guys, please pay the fees. The link is going to be changed. Only 4,999 is your fees. If you are from India, we will share the number in WhatsApp group. Okay. So you can pay this money, pay the fees through PhonePe or Google Pay. Okay. Any pays, you can pay it through them. If you are not from India, please connect. Please send a text message to this number. Okay. Eight 8639127275, so that my assistant will help you guys in paying the fees. And from next class onwards, that means from Monday onwards, you have to pay this fees today or tomorrow. The next class will be on Monday. Okay. So from Monday onwards, only paid students will be allowed to the class. Till now, till 5th class, I'll be providing you completely free of cost recording videos. So it would be uploaded in the YouTube channel, youtube.com Cyberguy training. In that, you can see, you can watch the recordings. Okay. And from 6th class onwards, you have to pay the fees. And one more thing, Maven part 99% finished. Only 1% is there. I'll be explaining you that too. Okay. So please make sure to practice it. This is the most important task that you have to do. You have to practice it. Without practice, you cannot do anything. You cannot learn anything. You cannot perform well in your interview. Okay. Practice makes a man perfect. Of course, a woman also perfect. Which one is better to using to programming language? Git Bash, Putizen, Mobile Extreme. Okay, see, these are coming to the Putizen, Git Bash. See, if you are trying to use them, you have to open different folders, but it is cool. So coming to the Mobile Extreme, it is good. We can open 12 sessions at a time. If you can go through this website, their website, they clearly mentioned this. See, this is the free version, right? See how many sessions? See, there are 12 sessions, 2 SSH tunnels. So in such a way, we can utilize them. Okay. In a single monitor. That is the biggest advantage in Mobile Extreme. Otherwise, I will tell you how to execute these things in here itself. Here inside the AWS also, you can do this task. I will tell you how to do this. Okay, I'll explain you in the next class how to do this, so that we will be trying to finish this part also. So in the coming class, I'll be finishing the installation of Spring, Java, and Maven in AWS. Okay, and then I'll be starting. Oh, sorry, I didn't. I guess I didn't share the screen. Huh? Let me share it. See, this is mobile extreme, right? Here, if you see, max 12 sessions are allowed, 2 SSH channels. That means in a single window, we can open 12 sessions. So this is the best part. And without that also, without any mobile extreme footage and anything, we can directly use this AWS EC2 instance to for execution purpose also, for execution and installation purpose also. So don't worry about it. Okay. And see, I'm writing this. No one is responding. See, the fees is of this one. You have to pay Indian people. You can. We will share the other number, the separate number for the payment. Pay to that number. We will provide that in a separate group. Okay. Only for paid people, I will create a separate group. From there, you can pay the money. Okay. I will create a separate group today, and we will be sharing you the link and phone pay or Google Pay QR code. So through that you can pay the fees. So from Monday onwards, only paid people will be allowed to the class. Okay, thank you so much. If you have no questions, any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, we can wrap up the session. You can ask me whether you are going to join or not. Ask me questions, no problem. If you have any career related questions, any tool related questions, anything, you can ask me. Okay, no problem. So you have no questions, I guess. Okay, then. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let us wrap up the session. So again, we'll be meeting on Monday. Okay. And again, we are planning to launch different batches like Azure DevOps, and Splunk Informatica. These batches too. So we will be informing you in the group itself so that you can share it with your friends and family. Okay. Thank you so much.